What if I told you that confidence could change your life forever? That you could wake up tomorrow feeling unstoppable, like nothing could stand in your way? What if, instead of doubting yourself, you trusted your abilities so much that you'd take on any challenge, any obstacle, and crush it with ease? This audiobook is your guide to unlocking dangerously confident living. It's not about pretending or faking it. It's about digging deep into who you are and building a confidence so real, so solid, that you start making fearless decisions in every part of your life, at work, in relationships, and within yourself. Throughout this audiobook, I'll walk you through the steps to transform your mindset, take bold action, and embrace the power that comes with unshakable confidence. Whether you want to start speaking up more, take risks without fear, or stop second-guessing yourself every day, this is for you. But before we dive in, make sure to hit the subscribe button on my channel. That way, you won't miss any upcoming tips, strategies, and deep dives into how to unlock your most confident self. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming. Are you ready to stop holding back? To face every challenge with the power of true confidence? Let's get started and turn that potential into reality. Chapter 1: The Foundation of Confidence. Confidence is one of the most powerful traits a person can have. It allows you to take risks, speak up when needed, and push yourself to achieve great things. But what exactly is confidence? Is it something you're born with, or is it something you can build? The truth is, confidence is something you can develop over time, and it all starts with understanding the foundation of what makes someone truly confident. At its core, confidence is about believing in yourself and your abilities. It's the belief that you are capable of achieving your goals, facing challenges head-on, and handling whatever life throws at you. But many people struggle with this belief. They doubt themselves, fear failure, or worry about what others think. If this sounds like you, don't worry, you're not alone. The good news is, confidence isn't something that's reserved for just a select few. Confidence is built, not born. The first step to becoming dangerously confident is understanding that confidence is not about being perfect. Many people think that confident people never make mistakes or always know exactly what to do. This is far from the truth. In fact, the most confident people are often the ones who fail the most. But they don't let failure stop them. They learn from it, adjust, and keep moving forward. Confidence is the willingness to act, even when you're unsure. So, how do you begin to build this type of confidence? It starts with changing the way you view yourself. Self-talk plays a huge role in building confidence. The way you talk to yourself determines how you feel about yourself. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough or that you'll never succeed, it's going to be much harder to build confidence. On the other hand, when you change your self-talk to something positive, such as "I am capable" or "I can handle this," you begin to believe in your abilities. Positive self-talk is like a workout for your confidence. It strengthens your belief in yourself over time. The next part of building confidence is to take action, even when you don't feel ready. It's normal to feel scared or uncertain when you're stepping outside your comfort zone. But confidence doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment. It comes from doing. Think about the first time you learned how to ride a bike. You probably fell off a few times, but each time you got back on, you became a little more confident that you could ride. The same principle applies to confidence in life. The more you act, the more confident you become. Start small, take little risks, make small decisions, and with each one, you'll feel your confidence grow. Another key to building confidence is embracing failure. A lot of people avoid taking action because they're afraid of failing. But failure isn't something to be afraid of. It's a learning opportunity. When you fail, you learn what doesn't work, which gets you one step closer to figuring out what does work. The most confident people in the world are the ones who fail the most, but they don't let failure define them. Instead, they use it to grow, adapt, and improve. Let's talk about fear for a moment. Fear is something everyone experiences, even the most confident people. Fear can hold you back, making you second-guess your decisions and stop you from taking risks. But what if you could learn to embrace your fear instead of letting it control you? The truth is, fear is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to control you. In fact, fear can be a sign that you're pushing yourself. It means you're stepping out of your comfort zone and growing. The trick is to not let fear stop you from acting. Instead, use it as fuel to move forward. Dangerously confident people feel fear, but they do it anyway. Building confidence also means learning to trust yourself. This doesn't mean that you have to have all the answers or be perfect. It means that you trust yourself to handle whatever situation comes your way. Trusting yourself is about being okay with not knowing everything, but still knowing that you can figure things out. Self-trust is one of the most important foundations of confidence because it allows you to take risks without the fear of failing completely. It's about having the faith that you can always learn, adapt, and move forward. Another powerful way to boost your confidence is by surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with can have a huge impact on how you feel about yourself. If you're surrounded by people who support you, encourage you, and believe in your abilities, you'll be much more likely to build confidence. On the other hand, if you spend time with people who are negative, critical, or unsupportive, it will be harder to feel confident. Surrounding yourself with positive influences helps you build the foundation of confidence because it reinforces the belief that you are worthy and capable. Building dangerous confidence also involves setting goals for yourself and working towards them. When you have a clear idea of what you want to achieve, it becomes much easier to take action. Goals give you something to focus on, and as you make progress, you'll feel more confident in your abilities. Start with small, achievable goals, and as you accomplish them, set bigger goals. With each goal you accomplish, you'll see your confidence grow. Achieving your goals is proof to yourself that you can do anything you set your mind to. Let's also talk about appearance. It's not about being vain, but taking care of yourself physically can have a huge impact on your confidence. When you feel good about how you look, you're more likely to walk into a room with your head held high. Confidence isn't just about what's inside, it's also about how you present yourself to the world. Taking care of your body by eating well, exercising, and practicing good hygiene can boost your confidence. You don't have to look like a movie star, but making the effort to look your best can make a big difference in how you feel about yourself. Finally, confidence comes from a deep understanding of your value. To be dangerously confident, you have to know that you are worthy of success, love, and respect. You don't need anyone's approval to feel good about yourself. Once you understand your own value, no one can take that away from you. You'll no longer need to seek validation from others because you'll know that you are enough, just as you are.
Chapter 2: Overcoming Self-Doubt.
Self-doubt is one of the most common obstacles standing in the way of confidence. It creeps into our minds when we least expect it, making us question our abilities, our worth, and our decisions. It's that little voice in your head that tells you, you can't do this, or you're not good enough. For many, self-doubt can be paralyzing, preventing them from taking action, trying new things, or pursuing their dreams. But here's the truth. Self-doubt doesn't have to control you. In fact, learning how to overcome self-doubt is one of the most powerful steps you can take toward becoming dangerously confident. Confidence isn't the absence of doubt, it's the ability to act in spite of it. Everyone experiences self-doubt, even the most successful people. What separates them from the rest is their ability to push past it and take bold action anyway. So how do you overcome self-doubt and take control of your life? Let's explore some of the most effective strategies. The first step in overcoming self-doubt is to recognize that it's normal. Everyone doubts themselves from time to time. Whether you're starting a new job, asking for a raise, or stepping up to speak in public, it's natural to feel unsure of yourself. In fact, self-doubt can actually be a sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's a good thing. It means you're pushing yourself to grow, which is exactly what confident people do. The key is not to let self-doubt stop you from moving forward. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," try to think, "I'm scared, but I'm going to do it anyway." The second step is to change the way you talk to yourself. The way you speak to yourself has a huge impact on your confidence. If you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this, I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed," you're reinforcing the doubt. Instead, start speaking to yourself as if you were your own best friend. Imagine someone you care about is struggling with self-doubt. What would you tell them? You'd probably tell them that they are capable, worthy, and strong enough to handle whatever comes their way. Now apply that same kindness and encouragement to yourself. Practice positive self-talk. Replace thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," with, "I have the ability to figure this out." The more you practice positive self-talk, the more you'll start to believe it. Another important strategy for overcoming self-doubt is to celebrate small wins. Self-doubt often arises when we focus too much on the big picture, the large goals or challenges that seem far away. When you focus on the final destination, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Instead, focus on taking one step at a time and celebrate your progress along the way. Each small victory is proof that you're moving forward. Whether it's sending an important email, speaking up in a meeting, or completing a task you've been putting off, take a moment to acknowledge your success. This helps build momentum and reinforces the idea that you are capable and deserving of success. To further build confidence, it's helpful to challenge your negative beliefs. Often self-doubt is based on limiting beliefs about yourself. You might believe that you're not good enough, that you're not as talented as others, or that you'll never achieve your goals. But these beliefs are often based on fear, not reality. Challenge those beliefs by looking at the evidence. Have you succeeded in other areas of your life? Have you overcome challenges before? When you start to focus on your strengths and past successes, it becomes easier to see that your self-doubt is not based on fact. It's just fear trying to hold you back. Another way to combat self-doubt is by visualizing success. The power of visualization has been proven in numerous studies. It helps program your mind for success. By imagining yourself succeeding in a challenging situation, you can reduce anxiety and increase confidence. Visualization helps you create a mental picture of yourself performing well, and it primes your mind to act on that belief. Whether you're preparing for a big presentation or thinking about taking on a new project, take a few minutes to close your eyes and imagine yourself succeeding. Picture the positive outcome in vivid detail and feel the confidence that comes with it. This simple exercise can shift your mindset and help you overcome the fear that holds you back. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is also key to overcoming self-doubt. The people you spend time with can either lift you up or drag you down. If you're constantly surrounded by people who are negative or critical, it's easy to start doubting yourself. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with supportive, encouraging people, you feel empowered to take risks and believe in your abilities. Seek out friends, mentors, and colleagues who inspire you and who remind you of your strengths. Being around people who believe in you will make it easier for you to believe in yourself. An effective way to tackle self-doubt is to take action in spite of it. The longer you wait for self-doubt to disappear, the longer it will hold you back. The most confident people don't wait for all their doubts to vanish before taking action. They act in spite of them. When you're feeling unsure, take a small step forward. It could be something as simple as making a phone call or starting a project. The key is to take action. Once you take that first step, you'll start to build confidence, and the self-doubt will slowly fade away. Another important step is to accept that perfection is not the goal. Self-doubt often comes from the fear of making mistakes or not being perfect. But perfection is an illusion. No one is perfect, and everyone makes mistakes. What matters is not how flawless you are, but how you handle setbacks. Confident people understand that mistakes are part of the process, and they don't let them define their worth. They learn from mistakes, adapt, and keep going. Embrace the idea that progress is more important than perfection, and you'll find that self-doubt has less power over you. Finally, remember that confidence is a journey, not a destination. Overcoming self-doubt doesn't happen overnight. It's something you build and practice every day. Some days will be easier than others, but the key is to stay consistent and keep pushing forward. Celebrate your progress, challenge your doubts, and continue to believe in yourself. With time, you'll start to see that confidence grows from action, and that self-doubt loses its grip the more you take control of your life. Chapter 3. Embracing your fears. Fear is something we all experience, but the difference between confident people and those who struggle with self-doubt is how they deal with it. Fear doesn't disappear once you become confident. It's just something you learn to manage and use to your advantage. Every single person who has ever achieved great things has had to face their fears, and in doing so, they've learned how to turn fear into fuel. Let's take a moment to understand fear. Fear is a natural reaction that protects us. It's our brain's way of saying, be cautious, be careful. Something might go wrong. It's what kept our ancestors safe from predators and dangers in the wild. However, in today's world, most of the things we fear aren't life-threatening. We fear failure, rejection, and judgment. While these fears might feel real, they aren't truly dangerous. Learning to separate these irrational fears from real danger is the first step toward becoming dangerously confident. The key to embracing fear is to understand that fear is a sign you're stepping outside your comfort zone. Whenever we try something new, fear shows up. Whether it's public speaking, asking for a promotion, or meeting new people, fear often arises when we push ourselves to grow. Confidence isn't the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it. Think about a time when you felt nervous before doing something important. Maybe it was an exam, a job interview, or even speaking in front of a crowd. In the moment, your heart might have raced, your palms might have gotten sweaty, and you might have wondered if you were ready. But once you faced that fear, you realized that it wasn't as bad as you imagined, and the next time you had to do something similar, it felt easier because you had already faced that fear. Fear doesn't always go away, but it becomes less powerful the more you confront it. To build dangerously confident habits, you need to stop seeing fear as something that holds you back and start seeing it as an opportunity for growth. Every time you act in the face of fear, you get stronger. You learn that you're capable of handling situations that once seemed overwhelming. Fear doesn't have to be a wall, it can be a stepping stone, and every time you take that step forward, you build a little more confidence. A great way to start overcoming fear is to take small steps. If public speaking terrifies you, start by speaking in front of a small group of friends or colleagues. If you're afraid of rejection, begin by asking for small favors or making small requests. The more you practice, the less fear will hold you back. Small wins are essential because they show you that you can do this, no matter how scared you are. Over time, as you face your fears, the bigger challenges will seem less intimidating. Another way to manage fear is to reframe it. Instead of thinking, "What if I fail?" try asking yourself, "What if I succeed?" Shift the focus from all the things that could go wrong to the possibilities of what could go right. The way you frame your thoughts changes how you experience fear. Fear doesn't have to paralyze you, it can propel you forward. If you think of fear as a chance to learn, grow, and challenge yourself, it won't seem so scary anymore. It's also important to recognize the difference between productive fear and unproductive fear. Productive fear is the fear that helps you stay alert and focused, like when you're walking into an important meeting or trying something new. It keeps you sharp and on your toes. Unproductive fear, on the other hand, is the fear that keeps you stuck in place. It's the fear that prevents you from taking action or trying new things. To build dangerously high confidence, you need to acknowledge the productive fear, use it as motivation, and push past the unproductive fear that holds you back. A huge part of embracing fear is understanding that you won't always succeed, and that's okay. Failure is a natural part of life. No one gets it right every time, But what makes successful, confident people different is their ability to embrace failure and learn from it. Every time you fail, you gain valuable experience that will help you do better next time. The more you fail and try again, the more confident you become in your ability to overcome obstacles. Rejection is another form of fear that can stop you in your tracks. We all fear being rejected, whether it's in personal relationships or professional situations. But here's the truth. Rejection is not personal. It's simply a part of the process. The more you put yourself out there, the more likely you are to face rejection. But rejection doesn't define your worth. It's simply an opportunity to try again and learn what works and what doesn't. Remember, every no brings you one step closer to a yes. The most successful and confident people are often the ones who face rejection the most. They keep going, they keep asking, and they keep improving until they achieve what they set out to do. When it comes to public speaking, one of the most common fears people have, confidence comes with practice. Many people are terrified of speaking in front of a crowd, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. You don't have to be perfect. Just start by speaking in small groups, or even practicing in front of a mirror. Gradually, you'll feel more at ease, and the fear will start to fade. The key is to keep moving forward, even when you're scared. The more you push through that fear, the stronger your confidence will become. It's also important to be kind to yourself when you're facing fear. It's easy to beat yourself up when you feel nervous or fail at something. But this only reinforces the fear. Instead, practice self-compassion. Understand that fear is a normal part of life, and it's okay to feel it. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your efforts, no matter how small. Confidence grows when you treat yourself with kindness and allow yourself to make mistakes along the way. So, embracing fear means becoming comfortable with discomfort. Confidence isn't about avoiding uncomfortable situations. It's about being able to walk through them with your head held high. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you expand your boundaries. You begin to realize that discomfort is just a sign of growth, and that you're more capable than you ever thought. Chapter 4. The Power of Action. Confidence doesn't come from just thinking about things, it comes from doing. The most confident people in the world are not the ones who sit and wait for success to come to them. They are the ones who take action, who step out of their comfort zones, and who keep moving forward, even when they don't know what will happen next. In fact, action is one of the most powerful tools you have in building confidence. The more you act, the more confident you become. The first step in taking action is to stop waiting for the perfect moment. Many people hold themselves back because they're waiting for the right time to start. They think they need more information, more experience, or better circumstances. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. The longer you wait, the more you delay your progress. Confidence comes from taking action right now, not waiting for the stars to align. Every small step forward builds your confidence and brings you closer to your goals. One of the biggest obstacles to taking action is fear of failure. Many people are afraid to take the first step because they're worried they will fail, but the fear of failure is often worse than failure itself. When you're afraid to fail, you paralyze yourself into inaction. You stay stuck in the same place, never moving forward, never growing. But failure is not something to be afraid of, it's something to embrace. In fact, failure is one of the most important parts of the journey to success. Every time you fail, you learn something new. You discover what doesn't work, and that brings you one step closer to figuring out what does work. The most confident people are those who fail often and fail quickly. They take action, make mistakes, learn from them, and keep going. They don't let failure stop them. They let it fuel them. If you want to build confidence, you have to be willing to fail. Each time you fail, you gain more experience, and that experience makes you more confident in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Failure is not a setback. It's a stepping stone. Another reason people struggle to take action is because they feel overwhelmed. They look at their big goals and think, how will I ever accomplish this? The idea of achieving something huge can be intimidating, and it can cause you to freeze in place. But the key is to break big goals down into smaller, more manageable steps. When you focus on one step at a time, the task becomes less overwhelming and you'll feel more in control. Taking small actions every day adds up to big results over time. One way to make taking action easier is to create a plan. A plan gives you a roadmap to follow, so you know exactly what to do next. Without a plan, it's easy to get lost or distracted. A plan helps you stay focused, even when things get tough. Write down your goals, break them into smaller tasks, and set deadlines for each step. When you have a clear plan, taking action becomes much easier because you know exactly where you're headed. Another key part of taking action is to hold yourself accountable. It's easy to put things off when you don't have anyone else holding you responsible, but when you tell someone else about your goals or commit to a deadline, you're much more likely to follow through. You don't have to tell the whole world about your goals, but having someone to check in with can give you the extra push you need to take action. Accountability can come from a friend, family member, mentor, or even a coach. The important thing is to have someone who will encourage you to keep going when things get tough. As you take action, you'll also need to track your progress. Keeping track of how far you've come helps build confidence by showing you how much you've achieved. When you're working toward a big goal, it's easy to get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. But if you track your progress, you'll see how much you've accomplished, even if it's just small steps along the way. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small they seem. Each win is a step closer to your ultimate goal, and recognizing those small victories will boost your confidence and keep you motivated. It's also important to stay flexible as you take action. Things don't always go as planned, and that's okay. The most confident people are the ones who can adapt when things change. They don't let setbacks stop them. They adjust their plans and keep moving forward. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes you'll face obstacles that you didn't see coming. Instead of getting discouraged, learn to embrace the unexpected. Each challenge is an opportunity to grow and become even more confident in your ability to handle difficult situations. One powerful tool for taking action is visualization. When you can clearly picture yourself achieving your goals, it makes taking action easier. Visualization helps you focus on the positive outcome, which makes you more motivated to take the necessary steps. Imagine yourself succeeding, whether it's giving a successful presentation, running a marathon, or starting your own business. See yourself doing the work, facing the challenges, and eventually reaching your goal. This positive mental image will make it easier to take action and believe in yourself. So remember that confidence comes from doing. The more you act, the more confident you become. Action leads to momentum, and momentum leads to progress. Every time you take a step forward, you prove to yourself that you are capable. The key is to keep moving forward, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you're not sure of the outcome. Confidence isn't something that magically appears, it's something you build by taking action. Chapter 5: Building Unshakable Belief in Yourself. One of the most important steps toward becoming dangerously confident is believing in yourself. Without belief in your own abilities, you will always find it hard to take action, push through challenges, and achieve your goals. Confidence doesn't come from external validation or from waiting for others to tell you that you're capable. It comes from within, from truly believing that you have what it takes. So how do you build this kind of belief in yourself? It's not something that happens overnight, but with consistent effort, you can develop a belief system that is unshakable, no matter what life throws at you. The first step is understanding your worth. Too often, people define their worth based on what they do or what others think of them. They look for external validation to tell them they're good enough, but true belief comes from within. It's about accepting that you are valuable, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Believing in yourself means accepting that you are worthy of success, love, and respect. It doesn't matter what mistakes you've made in the past or what others have said about you. You are not defined by your failures or by anyone else's opinion of you. You define your own worth. When you understand this, your belief in yourself will become more solid and confidence will naturally follow. One of the most important things to remember is that self-belief is a habit, not a one-time event. It takes time to build and it requires practice. Start by acknowledging your strengths. Take a moment to think about everything you're good at. You might be good at listening, helping others, or solving problems. Perhaps you're creative, hardworking, or kind. Write down these strengths and remind yourself of them regularly. The more you focus on your strengths, the more you'll believe in your abilities. Another powerful way to build belief in yourself is to set and achieve small goals. When you set goals and accomplish them, you're proving to yourself that you can do what you set out to do. These small victories will add up over time, and each one will build your belief that you can succeed. Start with goals that feel achievable, and as you accomplish them, increase the challenge. Each success will boost your confidence and make it easier to tackle bigger goals. As you work on building belief in yourself, it's important to stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison can be one of the most damaging habits when it comes to self-belief. It's easy to look at someone else and think they are better or more capable, but this only weakens your belief in yourself. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own journey. Celebrate your progress. And remember that everyone has their own path. Confidence comes from within, not from measuring yourself against others. One of the most powerful tools for strengthening your belief in yourself is to visualize your success. When you can clearly picture yourself achieving your goals, it becomes easier to believe that it's possible. Visualization is like programming your mind for success. Imagine yourself already achieving your goals, whether it's giving a successful presentation, running a marathon, or getting the promotion you've been working toward. The more you visualize your success, the more you will believe that it can happen. Another key to building unshakable self-belief is to embrace the process, not just the outcome. It's easy to get caught up in the end result and forget that success is a journey. Confidence isn't just about reaching the finish line, it's about showing up and doing the work day after day. The more you focus on the process, the more confident you will become in your ability to handle anything that comes your way. Enjoying the journey makes the end result even more fulfilling. You also need to take ownership of your life and your decisions. Believing in yourself means accepting full responsibility for your actions. It's easy to blame others or circumstances for your situation, but true confidence comes when you realize that you are in control of your life. When you take ownership, you stop being a passive observer and become an active participant in your success. You start making decisions based on what's best for you, not what others expect from you. It's also important to surround yourself with supportive people. The people you spend time with have a huge influence on your belief in yourself. If you're constantly around people who bring you down or doubt your abilities, it will be harder to build self-belief. But if you surround yourself with people who encourage you, challenge you, and believe in you, your own belief will grow stronger. Choose to spend time with those who lift you up and remind you of your strengths. Their positivity will help fuel your confidence and belief in yourself. Sometimes the biggest obstacle to believing in yourself is your own inner critic, that little voice inside your head that tells you that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, or that you don't deserve success. We all have an inner critic, but the key is not to listen to it. When you hear that negative voice, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this true, and what evidence do I have to support this belief? You'll often find that the inner critic is simply based on fear, not reality. Replacing negative self-talk with positive affirmations can be a game changer for building self-belief. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, replace it with, I am capable and I can handle this. Over time, this shift in thinking will become second nature. Building belief in yourself also means being kind to yourself. You're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. Everyone does. Don't beat yourself up when things don't go as planned. Instead, treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion you would offer a friend. Remember, self-belief isn't about perfection. It's about accepting yourself, flaws and all, and trusting that you can learn and grow. The final piece of building unshakable belief is to never stop growing. Confidence comes from progress, and the more you learn, the more confident you become. Whether it's reading books, taking courses, practicing new skills, or seeking feedback, commit to constant improvement. The more you grow, the more you'll believe in your ability to handle any challenge that comes your way. Growth and self-belief are intertwined. The more you grow, the more you believe in your ability to succeed. Chapter 6: Mastering the Art of Risk-Taking. Taking risks is often seen as something to avoid. The idea of stepping into the unknown can make anyone feel uneasy. But here's the secret. Taking risks is one of the fastest ways to build confidence. Every time you step outside your comfort zone and take a chance, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. And with each risk you take, your confidence grows. One of the reasons why people hesitate to take risks is because they fear failure. It's natural to be afraid of failing, especially when the stakes are high. But the most successful and confident people in the world didn't get to where they are by playing it safe all the time. They took risks, failed many times, and learned from those failures. Failure is not the end of the world. In fact, it's often the beginning of success. When you fail, you learn what doesn't work, which brings you one step closer to finding what does work. To become dangerously confident, you need to shift your perspective on risk. Instead of seeing risks as something to avoid, start viewing them as opportunities for growth. Every risk you take gives you a chance to learn, expand your horizons, and develop new skills. The more risks you take, the more you stretch your limits and build your confidence. Confidence is built through action, and action often involves taking risks. The key to taking risks is starting small. You don't have to take huge leaps right away. Begin by taking smaller risks that are within your reach. This could mean speaking up in a meeting when you normally wouldn't, trying a new hobby, or asking for a promotion at work. By starting small, you ease yourself into the process of risk-taking without overwhelming yourself. As you grow more comfortable with smaller risks, you'll gain the confidence to tackle bigger ones. Another important aspect of risk-taking is embracing uncertainty. It's natural to want to know the outcome before you make a decision, but that's not always possible. Life is full of uncertainty, and the more you learn to embrace it, the more confident you'll become. When you take a risk, you don't always know what's going to happen, and that's okay. The real power comes from being able to make a decision even when the outcome is uncertain. This ability to act despite uncertainty is what separates confident people from those who remain stuck in fear. To make risk-taking easier, prepare yourself mentally. Confidence comes from knowing that you've done your best to plan and prepare. While you can't predict every outcome, you can equip yourself with the knowledge and tools needed to handle different scenarios. Whether it's researching a new job opportunity, practicing a speech before a presentation, or rehearsing an important conversation, preparation helps you feel more in control. The more prepared you are, the more likely you'll feel confident in the face of uncertainty. It's also important to learn to trust your intuition. Your intuition is your inner guide, the voice that tells you when something feels right or wrong. When you trust your gut and listen to your instincts, you're more likely to make decisions that align with your true desires and goals. Taking risks doesn't always mean following a perfect logical plan. It sometimes means listening to that little voice inside you that says, go for it. When you trust yourself and your instincts, you'll find that you're more willing to take risks and face challenges head-on. Another helpful mindset shift when it comes to risk-taking is to reframe failure. Instead of thinking of failure as a negative outcome, consider it a lesson. Every time you take a risk and it doesn't go as planned, ask yourself, What did I learn from this experience? Whether it's a mistake, a misstep, or a failure, each situation teaches you something valuable that you can use in the future. This mindset shift allows you to take risks without fearing the negative consequences. It helps you view failure as a stepping stone toward success. Also, remember that the fear of regret can often be more powerful than the fear of failure. Think about it. How many times have you hesitated to do something because you were afraid of failing, only to look back later and regret not taking action? Fear of regret can hold you back from seizing opportunities and trying new things. Taking risks now can help you avoid regret later. The more you take chances and step into the unknown, the more you'll realize that the rewards far outweigh the fear. One of the greatest benefits of taking risks is the growth that comes from facing challenges. When you take risks, you are forced to think differently, to adapt, and to grow. You become more resilient and better equipped to handle future challenges. Confidence is built through these experiences. The more risks you take and succeed at, the more you'll believe in your ability to handle anything that comes your way. As you start taking more risks, it's important to celebrate each win, no matter how small it may seem. Every time you take a risk and succeed, acknowledge it. This helps reinforce the belief that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Even if the outcome isn't what you expected, celebrate the fact that you took action. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory in building your confidence. So remember that risk-taking is a skill that gets easier with practice. The more you take risks, the more comfortable you become with the discomfort of uncertainty. Over time, taking risks will become second nature, and you'll find that you no longer fear the unknown. Instead, you'll embrace it as an opportunity for growth, learning, and confidence building. Chapter 7. Building resilience in the face of adversity. No matter how confident you are, life will throw challenges your way. Setbacks, disappointments, and unexpected obstacles are part of the journey. The difference between people who stay stuck and those who keep moving forward is resilience, the ability to bounce back from difficulties, learn from them, and keep going. Becoming dangerously confident means developing the resilience to face adversity with strength and determination. Resilience doesn't mean avoiding challenges. It doesn't mean that you'll never feel down or discouraged. In fact, the most resilient people are often the ones who have faced the toughest battles. What sets them apart is their ability to keep going despite those difficulties. Resilience is the ability to keep pushing forward when life gets tough, and it's one of the most important qualities you can develop on your journey to confidence. The first step in building resilience is to accept that challenges are a normal part of life. Too often, people expect everything to go smoothly, and when it doesn't, they get discouraged. But the truth is, challenges are inevitable. They are an essential part of the growth process. The most confident people understand that setbacks are a natural part of the journey, not signs that they should give up. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow stronger. One of the key factors in resilience is perspective. When you face adversity, it's easy to get caught up in negative thinking. You might feel sorry for yourself, blame others, or think that things will never get better. But the people who are resilient don't let negative thoughts control them. Instead, they choose to focus on solutions. They look at the situation and ask, what can I do to fix this? Or what can I learn from this experience? Having a solution-focused mindset helps you stay grounded and proactive, even when things aren't going as planned. Another important aspect of resilience is embracing discomfort. When life gets hard, it's easy to want to give up or run away from the problem, but resilience is built when you face challenges head-on, even when it's uncomfortable. The more you expose yourself to difficult situations, the stronger you become. Whether it's facing criticism, dealing with failure, or working through personal challenges, discomfort is part of the growth process. Instead of avoiding discomfort, embrace it. Every time you face discomfort, you build mental and emotional strength that makes you more resilient in the future. Another key to building resilience is developing a strong sense of purpose. When you have a clear reason for doing something, you are more likely to keep going, even when things get tough. A strong sense of purpose gives you something to hold on to when challenges arise. Whether it's the desire to help others, achieve a personal goal, or create something meaningful, your purpose will fuel your resilience and keep you moving forward. When you're clear about why you're doing something, setbacks become less discouraging. You know that the struggle is part of the process, and you're willing to push through it. It's also essential to maintain a positive support system. Resilience doesn't mean doing everything alone. In fact, having a strong network of friends, family, and mentors can make a huge difference in how you handle adversity. When you face difficulties, don't hesitate to reach out to people who can offer support, encouragement, and advice. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive people helps you stay motivated and focused when things get tough. These people remind you of your strengths and encourage you to keep going, even when you feel like giving up. One of the most important steps in building resilience is learning how to manage stress. When you're faced with a challenge, stress can quickly build up, making it harder to think clearly and take action. The key is to find healthy ways to manage that stress, whether it's through exercise, meditation, journaling, or simply taking a break. Find a method that helps you stay calm and focused. Stress management is a vital part of resilience because it allows you to keep your mind clear and focused on what needs to be done, even in tough situations. It's also important to accept and learn from failure. Many people struggle with resilience because they fear failure. They worry that making mistakes will somehow make them weak or incapable, but failure is not the enemy, it's a teacher. Every time you fail, you learn something valuable that you can apply in the future. Failure is part of the process. It's how you grow and improve. When you embrace failure as a learning experience, you take away its power to hold you back. Instead of seeing failure as a reason to give up, see it as a stepping stone toward success. Resilient people also understand the importance of self-care. When you're dealing with adversity, it's easy to neglect your physical and emotional well-being, but taking care of yourself is crucial for building resilience. If you're tired, stressed, or run down, it's harder to face challenges with strength and clarity. Make sure you prioritize self-care, whether it's through getting enough sleep, eating well, or taking time to relax. Self-care is not selfish, it's necessary for maintaining the energy and mental clarity you need to stay resilient. In addition to self-care, it's important to stay flexible and adaptable. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, and sometimes you have to adjust your approach when things don't work out the way you hoped. Resilient people are able to pivot when necessary and remain flexible in the face of change. They don't get stuck in rigid thinking or try to force things to happen their way. Instead, they adapt to the situation and keep moving forward, no matter what. One of the final pieces of building resilience is practicing gratitude. It's easy to focus on the negatives when life gets tough, but practicing gratitude helps shift your focus to the positive aspects of your life. When you're grateful for what you have, it's easier to face challenges with a sense of perspective. Gratitude reminds you that no matter how difficult things may seem, there are always things to be thankful for. Whether it's your health, your relationships, or your ability to keep moving forward, gratitude helps build the mental and emotional strength you need to keep going. Chapter 8. Staying confident in uncertainty. Life is full of uncertainty. No matter how confident we may feel on some days, there are times when things feel out of our control. You might be facing a big decision, dealing with unexpected changes, or worrying about the future. Uncertainty can feel uncomfortable, and it can shake your confidence if you let it. But the most confident people are not those who have all the answers or who know exactly what will happen next. They are the ones who have learned to stay confident in the face of uncertainty. The first step in staying confident during uncertain times is to embrace uncertainty as part of life. Instead of trying to avoid or control everything, accept that uncertainty is something you can't escape. No one has a crystal ball, and no one can predict exactly how things will turn out. But that doesn't mean you can't still be confident. Confidence comes from trusting yourself to handle whatever comes your way, even when you don't have all the answers. Confidence isn't about knowing the future. It's about trusting yourself in the present. One of the biggest challenges with uncertainty is the fear of the unknown. We tend to fear what we don't understand or can't control. But the truth is, the unknown is often less frightening once we face it. When you're feeling uncertain, instead of focusing on the worst-case scenario, focus on what you can control. You can't control every outcome, but you can control how you react, how you prepare, and how you move forward. Confidence comes from taking action, even in the face of uncertainty. The more you act, the more you prove to yourself that you can handle whatever happens. When you're dealing with uncertainty, it's also important to stay present. It's easy to get caught up in worrying about the future or thinking about all the things that could go wrong. But the more you focus on what might happen, the less confident you'll feel. Instead, stay focused on the present moment. What can you do right now? What steps can you take today to move closer to your goals? By focusing on what you can do today, you'll reduce feelings of overwhelm and build confidence in your ability to handle uncertainty. The present moment is where your power lies. Another way to stay confident in uncertainty is to trust the process. Often we want immediate results, and when we don't get them, we start doubting ourselves. But growth takes time, and not everything can be rushed. Whether you're working toward a goal, building a new habit, or making a big life change, it's important to trust that the process is working, even if you can't see the results right away. Confidence grows when you believe that, even in the midst of uncertainty, things are unfolding exactly as they should. Trust that you are on the right path, even if the destination is not clear yet. It's also important to acknowledge and accept your fears. Fear often arises during uncertain times, and it's easy to let it take over. But fear doesn't have to control you. Instead of trying to avoid or suppress your fear, acknowledge it. Recognize that fear is a normal part of life, and that it doesn't define your ability to succeed. When you accept fear and continue moving forward anyway, you become stronger and more confident. You prove to yourself that you can handle fear and still take action. The more you face your fears, the more confident you become in your ability to navigate uncertainty. Another way to stay confident in uncertainty is to surround yourself with supportive people. When you're feeling uncertain, it's easy to let negative thoughts and self-doubt take over. That's why it's so important to have a network of people who believe in you and who can offer encouragement when things get tough. Whether it's friends, family, mentors, or colleagues, having people who lift you up can help you stay grounded and confident. Their support reminds you that you don't have to face uncertainty alone, and that you have people who believe in you, even when you might doubt yourself. Confidence also comes from maintaining a flexible mindset. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and sometimes the path you thought you'd take doesn't work out. The most confident people are those who can adapt to change and remain open to new possibilities. Adaptability is key in uncertain times. If you're faced with a challenge, don't automatically assume that it's the end of the road. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What's the next step I can take? Confidence grows when you remain open to change and are willing to adjust your approach as needed. One of the most important things to remember is that you don't have to have it all figured out right now. In times of uncertainty, it's easy to feel like you need to have all the answers immediately. But the reality is that no one has everything figured out, and sometimes it's okay to take things one step at a time. Trust that the answers will come when the time is right. The more you let go of the need for perfection and certainty, the more confident you'll feel in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. Another powerful tool for building confidence in uncertainty is creating a sense of routine. When everything feels up in the air, having a daily routine can bring a sense of stability and control. Whether it's your morning ritual, your workout routine, or a habit that centers you, routines help you feel grounded when everything else feels uncertain. When you have a solid routine, you don't have to constantly think about what's next. It's already built into your day. This structure helps you move through uncertainty with confidence, knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. Finally, remember that uncertainty is a part of life. It's something we all face, whether it's in our personal lives, our careers, or in the world around us. The most confident people are those who understand that uncertainty isn't something to fear, but something to embrace. They take risks, trust themselves, and continue moving forward, no matter how uncertain the future may be. Confidence is about embracing the unknown and having faith that you have the strength to handle whatever comes next. Chapter 9. Developing an unstoppable mindset. Confidence starts with the way you think. Your mindset shapes everything about how you approach life, how you react to challenges, and how you see yourself. Having an unstoppable mindset means adopting a way of thinking that is strong, positive, and resilient. It means never letting obstacles or setbacks define you and always believing in your ability to succeed, no matter what. The first step in developing an unstoppable mindset is to understand that your thoughts are powerful. What you think shapes what you believe, and what you believe influences how you act. If you tell yourself that you can't do something, then chances are you won't even try. But if you tell yourself that you can't handle a challenge, that you are capable, and that you can succeed, you'll start to believe it. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. A big part of developing an unstoppable mindset is to stop being afraid of failure. Most people are scared to fail, and that fear often holds them back from taking action. They worry about what others will think, or they're afraid they won't live up to their expectations. But the truth is, failure is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. Every successful person has failed at some point. Failure is not the end of the road, it's simply a part of the process. The most successful people fail the most, but they don't let failure stop them. They learn from their mistakes, adjust their approach, and keep going. The more you fail, the more you grow, and the more unstoppable you become. One key aspect of an unstoppable mindset is to focus on the process, not just the outcome. Many people get discouraged when they don't see immediate results. They set a goal, work hard, and expect to see success right away. But success doesn't always come immediately, and that's okay. Building an unstoppable mindset means learning to enjoy the process, not just the destination. Instead of fixating on how long it will take to reach your goal, focus on the actions you can take today to move you closer to it. Confidence grows when you find satisfaction in the effort, not just the result. Another important part of an unstoppable mindset is to embrace discomfort. Growth never happens inside your comfort zone. The more you step outside of what feels safe and familiar, the stronger and more confident you become. Whether it's taking on a difficult project, having a tough conversation, or trying something new, discomfort is a sign that you're challenging yourself. The most unstoppable people are the ones who face discomfort head-on. They don't shy away from challenges, they run toward them, knowing that discomfort means they're growing. To develop an unstoppable mindset, it's also important to focus on your strengths. Too often, people focus on what they can't do or where they fall short. But constantly thinking about your weaknesses only reinforces self-doubt. Instead, focus on what you're good at, what you've accomplished, and what makes you unique. The more you focus on your strengths, the more confident and unstoppable you'll feel. Every time you use your strengths to tackle a challenge, you build the belief that you are capable of achieving great things. Another crucial aspect of an unstoppable mindset is to stay positive, even when things get tough. Life is full of ups and downs, and there will be times when things don't go as planned. But an unstoppable mindset means not letting setbacks defeat you. Instead of letting negative thoughts take over, choose to focus on the positive aspects of the situation. Optimism is a powerful tool in building resilience and confidence. When you stay positive, you become more creative, more adaptable, and more willing to take action, even when the going gets tough. One of the biggest obstacles to an unstoppable mindset is doubt. Self-doubt can creep in at any time, and it can prevent you from taking risks and seizing opportunities. But the more you challenge that doubt, the more unstoppable you become. Every time you feel self-doubt, ask yourself, what evidence do I have that supports this belief? Am I really incapable, or am I just afraid of failure? The key to overcoming doubt is to question it. The more you challenge your negative thoughts, the more confidence you'll build. Instead of believing the voice in your head that says, I can't do this, replace it with, I can do this. I've done hard things before, and I can do it again. An unstoppable mindset also means embracing patience. We live in a world that's constantly telling us to get results fast, but real success takes time. Building an unstoppable mindset means understanding that you don't have to have everything figured out right now. Success is a journey, and the most confident people are the ones who trust the process, even when it's slow. They don't give up after a few setbacks. They keep moving forward, day by day. Confidence grows when you trust that every step you take brings you closer to your goal. To develop an unstoppable mindset, you must also take full responsibility for your life. The most confident people are the ones who take ownership of their actions, decisions, and outcomes. They don't blame others or make excuses. Instead, they focus on what they can control and work toward making things better. When you take responsibility for your life, you give yourself the power to create change. This shift in mindset helps you feel more in control of your circumstances and more confident in your ability to shape your future. Another important part of an unstoppable mindset is to surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with have a huge impact on your mindset. If you surround yourself with people who are negative or who don't believe in you, it's easy to lose confidence. But when you surround yourself with people who uplift you, who believe in your abilities, and who inspire you to be your best self, your mindset will grow stronger. Confidence thrives in environments where positivity is encouraged. Seek out people who support your goals and who challenge you to keep pushing forward, no matter what obstacles you face. Lastly, an unstoppable mindset means being committed to lifelong learning. The most confident people are the ones who never stop growing. They know that they don't have all the answers, but they're always open to learning more. Whether it's reading books, attending workshops, or learning from others, a commitment to growth keeps you moving forward and makes you more confident in your ability to handle whatever challenges come your way. The more you learn, the more confident and unstoppable you become. Chapter 10: Staying Motivated Through Setbacks. Every journey toward success has its ups and downs. You might start strong, full of excitement and energy, only to encounter obstacles that slow you down. Setbacks are a natural part of life. Whether it's a personal challenge, a mistake you've made, or a goal you haven't yet reached, it's easy to feel discouraged when things don't go as planned. But confidence and motivation come from your ability to push through these setbacks and keep moving forward, even when things seem difficult. The key to staying motivated when you face setbacks is to change your perspective. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures or signs that you should quit, try to view them as opportunities to learn. Every setback holds valuable lessons that can help you grow. When things go wrong, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or how can I do better next time? By shifting your perspective, you can turn setbacks into stepping stones instead of roadblocks. One powerful way to stay motivated during setbacks is to focus on your why. When you first set out to achieve a goal, it's easy to get excited and motivated. But when obstacles arise, it can be easy to lose sight of why you started in the first place. Remind yourself of the reason you're working toward your goal. Whether it's for personal growth, financial freedom, or to make a difference in someone's life, reconnecting with your purpose can reignite your motivation. Your why is the driving force that can keep you going when everything else feels hard. It's also important to remember that progress is not always linear. Often, when we don't see immediate results, we can get discouraged and feel like we're not making any headway. But growth takes time. Think about the process of learning a new skill. You don't get better overnight. It takes practice, repetition, and effort. When you hit a setback, remind yourself that progress happens in waves. Sometimes you'll move forward quickly, and other times you'll slow down. But that doesn't mean you're not moving in the right direction. To stay motivated, it's important to break your goals into smaller, manageable tasks. When you look at a big goal, it can seem overwhelming. You might feel like it's too much to handle, and that can lead to procrastination. But when you break it down into smaller steps, it feels more achievable. Focus on what you can do today, and take one small action at a time. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. The more you focus on the small wins, the more motivated you'll feel to keep going. Another important strategy is to celebrate your progress, no matter how minor it may seem. It's easy to focus on what you haven't achieved yet, but this only leads to frustration and self-doubt. Instead, take time to celebrate the progress you've made so far. Did you complete a difficult task? Did you take a step toward your goal, even if it was small? Celebrate it. This helps to reinforce positive behaviors and boosts your confidence, which will keep you motivated as you continue working toward your goal. One thing to remember is that perfection is not the goal. Setbacks often happen because we set unrealistic expectations for ourselves. We want things to go perfectly, and when they don't, we feel like we've failed. But perfection is an illusion. Everyone makes mistakes, and setbacks are just a part of the journey. It's not about being perfect, it's about making progress and continuing to try. When you embrace imperfection, setbacks become less discouraging, because you realize that mistakes are part of the learning process. Self-compassion is also crucial when staying motivated through setbacks. It's easy to beat yourself up when things go wrong. You might feel frustrated or angry with yourself, and this negative self-talk only drains your motivation. Instead of criticizing yourself, practice kindness. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to a friend. Remind yourself that setbacks don't define your worth. You are still worthy of success, even when things don't go as planned. When you treat yourself with compassion, you'll find it easier to bounce back and stay motivated. Another way to stay motivated is by connecting with others who are on a similar journey. When you're facing a setback, it can feel isolating, but you don't have to go through it alone. Find people who understand what you're going through and who can offer support, advice, or encouragement. Whether it's a mentor, a friend, or an online community, surrounding yourself with people who are also working toward their goals can reignite your motivation. You can learn from others, share experiences, and remind each other that setbacks are just part of the process. Sometimes, setbacks can cause us to question whether our goal is still worth pursuing. When this happens, ask yourself if your goal is aligned with your values and long-term vision. Sometimes, setbacks happen because our goals no longer reflect who we are or what we truly want. If you realize that your goal no longer feels right, it's okay to change direction. But if you still believe in your goal, let that belief fuel your determination. Confidence comes from knowing that your goals are meaningful and that they're worth the effort. So, trust the process. Sometimes, when things aren't going as planned, it's easy to lose faith. But trust that the effort you're putting in will pay off. The most confident people don't give up when things get tough. They trust the process, knowing that their hard work will eventually lead to success. Confidence is built on persistence. When you trust the process, setbacks don't feel like roadblocks. They feel like opportunities to learn and grow. Chapter 11. Staying confident in your abilities. No matter how much progress you make or how many challenges you face, one of the most important aspects of confidence is believing in your abilities. Confidence comes from the trust you have in yourself and your capacity to handle any situation that comes your way. However, there will always be times when doubt creeps in, when you question whether you are good enough or capable enough to achieve your goals. In those moments, it's essential to remember that you are enough. You have the strength and skills to succeed. One of the most common reasons people lose confidence in their abilities is because they compare themselves to others. It's easy to look at someone else and think they are more capable, more talented, or more successful. But comparing yourself to others will always leave you feeling inadequate. Everyone has their own journey. What works for someone else might not work for you, and vice versa. The key to staying confident in your abilities is to stop comparing yourself to others and start focusing on your own strengths, progress, and unique qualities. Confidence comes from acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses. Recognizing what you're good at allows you to build on those skills and use them to your advantage. If you're great at problem solving, for example, trust that ability when faced with challenges. When you face a setback or obstacle, remind yourself of your strengths and how they've helped you in the past. You have unique abilities that have helped you get to where you are today, and those same abilities will carry you through future challenges. At the same time, it's important to acknowledge and accept your weaknesses. No one is perfect, and everyone has areas in which they can improve. Accepting your weaknesses doesn't make you less confident, it makes you more self-aware. When you're aware of your limitations, you can take proactive steps to improve them. This will help you become even more confident, as you'll know that you are continually growing and working toward becoming the best version of yourself. Another important aspect of staying confident in your abilities is to remember past successes. When you're feeling uncertain or doubting yourself, take a moment to reflect on all the things you've already achieved. Whether it's completing a difficult project, overcoming a personal challenge, or learning a new skill, you've already proven to yourself that you are capable of great things. Your past successes are proof that you have the ability to achieve whatever you set your mind to. Use them as a reminder that you have faced challenges before and come out stronger on the other side. One of the best ways to stay confident in your abilities is to continue learning and growing. Confidence doesn't come from knowing everything, it comes from knowing that you have the ability to learn and adapt. No matter where you are in life or how much you've accomplished, there's always room for growth. Whether it's gaining new skills, reading new books, or seeking advice from others, the more you learn, the more confident you will become in your abilities. Embrace the process of growth. Every step you take to improve your skills adds to your sense of confidence and empowers you to face even greater challenges. When facing challenges, remember that confidence is built through action. The more you act, the more confident you become. Often, people hesitate to take action because they're afraid of failing or making mistakes. But taking action, even when you're not sure of the outcome, is one of the most powerful ways to build confidence. Start small. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting, trying something new, or tackling a difficult task, taking action builds momentum. Each action you take is a step forward, and with each step, your confidence grows. The more you act, the more you trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Another key to staying confident in your abilities is to stop seeking constant validation from others. While it's natural to want approval or praise from others, relying too much on external validation can undermine your confidence. The most confident people are those who trust themselves to make decisions and take action without needing constant approval. Trust your instincts and know that your judgment and abilities are enough. When you stop seeking validation, you become less reliant on others' opinions, and you start relying more on your own internal strength. A big part of maintaining confidence in your abilities is setting realistic expectations for yourself. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when you expect too much from yourself. If you set goals that are too big or too difficult to achieve all at once, it can feel discouraging when you don't see immediate results. Set small, achievable goals that you can work toward each day. Each time you accomplish a goal, no matter how small, you'll reinforce your confidence in your ability to succeed. Confidence is built over time. With each goal you reach, your belief in your abilities grows stronger. Another helpful way to stay confident in your abilities is to take care of your physical and mental health. Confidence is not just about how you feel about your abilities, it's also about how you feel about yourself overall. When you feel good physically and emotionally, you're more likely to feel confident in every aspect of your life. Make sure you're getting enough rest, eating healthy foods, exercising regularly, and taking time to relax. A healthy body and mind support a confident spirit. When you take care of yourself, you feel more energized, focused, and capable of handling challenges. It's also important to surround yourself with people who believe in you. Confidence is often built through the support of others. When you have people who encourage you, remind you of your strengths, and celebrate your successes, you'll feel more confident in your abilities. Positive influences help you stay motivated and remind you of your worth. Seek out friends, mentors, or colleagues who inspire you and lift you up. Surrounding yourself with people who believe in you helps reinforce your own belief in your abilities. So, remember that confidence is not about being perfect. It's about believing in your potential. No one has all the answers, and no one is flawless. Confidence comes from knowing that you are capable of learning, growing, and adapting to new challenges. The more you believe in your potential and trust your abilities, the more you will accomplish. Don't wait for perfection to feel confident. Embrace the process of growth and trust that you have everything you need within you to succeed. Chapter 12. Cultivating lasting success. Success is not just about achieving a single goal. It's about sustaining that success over time and continuing to grow and improve. Many people experience short bursts of success, but they struggle to maintain that success when the initial excitement wears off. The key to lasting success is creating habits and a mindset that support long-term growth. It's about building a foundation that keeps you on track, even when things get tough. In this final chapter, we'll explore how you can cultivate lasting success and continue growing, no matter where you are in your journey. The first step to lasting success is to build strong, positive habits. Success is not something that happens overnight. It's the result of daily actions, choices, and behaviors that align with your goals. The most successful people are not necessarily the ones who take big leaps. They are the ones who make small, consistent efforts over time. These habits might include setting aside time each day to work on your goals, practicing gratitude, prioritizing self-care, or taking time to reflect on your progress. When you create positive habits, you set yourself up for long-term success because you're consistently moving in the right direction. One of the most important habits to develop is self-discipline. It's easy to get excited at the start of a new project or goal, but the real test comes when you face challenges or distractions. Self-discipline is the ability to stay focused on your goals, even when it's difficult. It means making choices that align with your long-term success rather than giving in to short-term temptations or procrastination. Self-discipline is about doing what you know you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes to stay on track and keep working toward your goals. Another key to lasting success is to embrace a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed over time. They see challenges as opportunities to learn and improve. This mindset is essential for long-term success because it allows you to continue growing even when things don't go as planned. When you embrace a growth mindset, setbacks become stepping stones instead of roadblocks. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," you think, "I can't do this yet, but I'll keep trying and learning until I do." The more you embrace this mindset, the more successful you will become over time. In addition to developing positive habits and a growth mindset, it's essential to maintain balance in your life. Many people achieve success in one area of their lives, only to burn out or neglect other areas of their well-being. True success isn't just about reaching your goals, it's about creating a well-rounded life that supports your mental, physical, emotional, and social health. Take care of yourself, prioritize rest and relaxation. Spend time with loved ones. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. When you maintain balance, you're more likely to sustain your success and avoid burnout in the long run. Another important part of cultivating lasting success is to learn from your mistakes. No one is perfect, and you will inevitably face challenges and setbacks along the way. But instead of letting mistakes discourage you, see them as opportunities to learn. Every mistake carries a lesson that can help you grow and improve. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of the process. When you embrace failure as a learning experience, you become more resilient and better equipped to handle future challenges. Staying motivated over the long term is also a key component of lasting success. Motivation often fades once the initial excitement wears off, but the most successful people are those who can stay motivated even when the journey gets tough. One way to stay motivated is to keep your goals visible. Write them down, create a vision board, or set reminders on your phone. Keep your why in mind and remind yourself regularly why you started working toward your goals in the first place. When you stay connected to your purpose, it becomes easier to keep pushing forward, even when the road gets tough. Another powerful way to stay motivated is to celebrate your progress. It's easy to get caught up in the end goal and forget to acknowledge the progress you've made along the way. Every small win is a step toward your ultimate success, and celebrating those wins helps reinforce your positive habits and mindset. Whether it's completing a task, hitting a milestone, or making progress on a long-term project, take time to celebrate and acknowledge your efforts. Celebrating small victories boosts your confidence and helps you stay motivated on the path to lasting success. Building a network of supportive relationships is also essential for cultivating lasting success. Surrounding yourself with people who believe in you and support your goals can make all the difference. These people can provide encouragement, share advice, and hold you accountable. Whether it's a mentor, a friend, or a community of like-minded individuals, having a strong support system helps you stay on track and reminds you that you're not alone on your journey. Successful people don't go it alone. They rely on their networks for support and guidance. It's also important to be adaptable. The path to success is rarely straight or predictable. There will be unexpected twists, turns, and challenges along the way. Being adaptable means being willing to adjust your approach when necessary. It means staying open to new ideas, learning from your experiences, and being willing to pivot when needed. Adaptability is a key trait of successful people because it allows them to keep moving forward no matter what obstacles they face. One final piece of advice for cultivating lasting success is to stay patient. Success takes time, and it's easy to get frustrated when things don't happen as quickly as you'd like. But lasting success is built over time, and the most successful people are those who understand that progress is a gradual process. Patience is not about waiting for success to come to you, it's about trusting the process and knowing that every small step forward brings you closer to your ultimate goal. With patience, perseverance, and dedication, you can achieve the lasting success you desire.